to the EarthtonesGirl podcast. This is episode 36. Wow. My name is Denise. I am coming to you today from my home in Yonkers, where I live with my husband and our 2 children. You can find me on... I'm always glancing down at my notes, you guys. It's ridiculous. You'd think I'd know this intro by now, but you can find me on the internet as EarthtonesGirl. I am most active on Instagram. I am also on Ravelry. The podcast has a Ravelry group, which is the EarthtonesGirl podcast group. And there's also an email address, earthtonesgirl@gmail.com. Welcome back, you guys. It has been 3 weeks. 3 weeks since my last podcast episode. What on earth? September was my birthday month. I had plans to come on every week. I had so much to share with you all, and no, it just didn't happen. It almost gets embarrassing sometimes talking about what I am planning to do and what I hope to do, and then it doesn't happen. But I find sometimes when I don't talk about what I have going on, then it happens. So maybe I should take a tip from that somehow. But anyway, I am here today. I am so happy to be back with you. The last 3 weeks have been so swamped. It's so funny when the kids started back this school year, like all summer I kept thinking about them going back to school, and I kept saying to myself, oh my gosh, I'm going to drop them off at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to have the whole day to myself. I'll go work out. I'll come home and have a little snack, and then I can knit and watch movies and sew and do all this stuff. Man plans and God laughs. I have said that so many times here, but it's so true. I have been busier the last month and a half than I have been in months. It's unbelievable. There's so many things, so many errands to run, things to do. I now feel like I come home and I think, ooh, I could tackle the closet, or let me rearrange the closet, or wow, there's I've been meaning to clean out under the sink in the kitchen. It's like all of a sudden all of these tasks that have fallen to the wayside or been put on the back burner for so many months or years, I'm now thinking, oh my gosh, I could get to that now. I can finally start, because we purge regularly here in the family, but here in our home, but I can really do a deep purge now, and I get caught up in stuff when I come home, and the next thing you know, I do grab something to eat. I've cleaned out the closets, folded the laundry, I've paid a couple of bills, cleaned up the dishes and everything from breakfast in the morning, and then next thing you know, it's 1 o'clock. What? Walked Scooby, and then it's 1 o'clock, and I'm thinking, all right, I've got an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes before I have to leave, and then I think, okay, let me just answer a couple of emails or check messages, and then I have to get in the car and leave, you guys. It's just been... I've been productive within my family, but not within my making. And that's really starting to get to me a little bit. But I don't know. I'll figure out a balance. It's all new. It's new. The school year, I think this is the beginning of week 5 or week 6. And I think week 6, actually. And you know what? It's been 6 weeks, but it's still new to me to have time. I haven't had time to myself in so long, so I think there's a part of me that almost feels guilty sitting and putting my feet up and watching Oprah and chilling. I know Oprah's been canceled for years. It's kind of a running joke I have with my husband. He'll come home from work, he's like, what'd you do today? Did you watch Oprah? Eat bonbons? So it's kind of been a joke with us, but I'm not used to having time, so I fill it with things that I feel I have to do, and it is okay to fill it with things that I want to do. I can set aside 2 hours in the day or 3 hours in the day that are just for me, and that's okay. As long as the stuff gets done, I don't have to clean the closet right now. It's okay. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling. What else has gone on? We had my son's 5th birthday, so his birthday was on a Thursday, so we had a little family thing, just the 4 of us that evening, and then the Saturday we had just the extended family came over for his birthday, and then Sunday he had his friend party at a little indoor playground for kids that's just a few towns north of here. So that weekend was totally packed. The weekend before that, he had a birthday party for a friend of his that turned 5. And then my daughter was getting ready for a big science fair and at school, and it was the first one, and we didn't have a lot of time to get ready for it. And I decided to revisit some old interests, and I'm not going to talk about those in detail here now, but in an upcoming episode. But we decided to make soap. I wanted to return to soap making, which I did years and years and years ago, like more than 20 years ago, and loved it. Loved it so much. I love the alchemy of it. I let me not start because then I'll go off on a tangent. But so anyway, we decided to make soap together. I had all of our supplies downstairs and ready to go. We have a little like kitchenette downstairs in our basement, and so we made soap, and we got all our ingredients, and we prepped it, and we did the whole thing, and we did a cold process soap for any of you out there that know or understand the process. So there was lye involved, which is sodium hydroxide, and we had all of our oils, and it's I felt like I should have my little witchy hat on while I'm stirring the cauldron. Cackling. But it was fun, and she really got into it, so we did that together, and then all the other prepping for her class for the project. And there's just been so much stuff to do, and I posted on Instagram the other day, there's a difference between being productive and being busy. And I feel like there are days when I'm productive and there's days when I'm just busy. And on busy days, those are the kind of days you get to the end of the day and say, what exactly did I do today? Why am I so tired? I ran around all day, but I couldn't really tell you what I did. And I don't like having days like that. So I've been trying very hard to be conscious and present and be productive instead of being busy. And I feel like in the last couple of days, like maybe 3 or 4 days, few days, 3 or 4 days, I'm just at the beginning of finding that balance. I had a really good conversation with Chris about it, and that's my husband. And hopefully going forward, there'll be a little bit more of a balance. Yeah, so all of that said, I will talk about the soap making a little more. I did post a little bit about that on Instagram, but I will go into that in another episode. I just wanted to come back and catch up with you. There's a lot upcoming, a lot to catch up on, so enough rambling. Let's talk knitting stuff. So, thank you to returning viewers. If you are still here with me 3 weeks later, these gaps are ridiculous. Thank you so much for returning viewers. Thank you for joining me. To new viewers, I have a couple of new viewers lately. Thank you so much for subscribing, for leaving messages and comments. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. Yeah, so a little admin. I realized that I did not do show notes for episode 35. All of a sudden, I went to check the date on that as I was prepping and getting my notes together for this episode. This is 36, and I realized I was clicking the little button and realized, wait a minute, there's the drop-down menu isn't happening. I don't understand why, and I don't think I did show notes for episode 35, so I couldn't find them anywhere. So anyway, I will update episode 35. I didn't get any questions about anything in particular, but I still want to have them there for you, and I will definitely have them in the drop-down box under this episode for you, so you can look up anything that I talk about today. So yeah, that is it about episode 35. Thank you also for the amazing response about Carolyn's mittens. Her mitts, those are selling, and she's doing really great. She's really happy. And, oh my gosh, the big announcement about the No Fear Sock knitting workshop. There were 2 parts to that. One, I'm teaching at Frame and Fiber, which is a shop in New Jersey, Point Pleasant, New Jersey. And guess what, guys? There's only 1 spot left. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm kind of out of sequence with my notes, but who cares? I'm just going to jump into it. Yes, there's only 1 spot left. So to everybody who has signed up for that workshop, thank you so much. That went so fast. The spots filled up so quickly. I am so, so grateful to all of you. Like I said, there's one spot left. Someone had signed up but had double booked herself and had to pull out. So again, only one spot. So if you are interested, if you're in the area and can make it, it is going to be at Frame and Fiber in Point Pleasant, New Jersey on Saturday, November 9th. I will link the information for that down below for you. So think about it. And I also announced that I'm going to be teaching that workshop, the No Fear Sock Knitting Workshop, online. And a lot of you have been waiting very patiently for that, and I'm going to have to ask you to wait a little bit longer because there's a very, very good reason. Hold on, I'm kind of looking. Yeah, I am so out of sequence with everything I wanted to talk about, but who cares? I'm just gonna keep going. So the No Fear Sock Knitting Workshop online, I was hoping to get that done soon. I wanted to have that up and running this next month in November, but over the summer, I was contacted and invited to submit a class proposal to teach at Vogue Knitting Live in New York City this coming January of 2020. And I submitted my proposal. I had a couple of hesitations, like, I can't do that. That's so above me. There's no way. But I got a little punch in the head and a little kick in the butt and told, what, are you ridiculous? This is a golden opportunity. Go for it. What's the worst that happens? They say no. Well, they said yes. So I will be teaching the No Fear Sock Knitting Workshop at Vogue Knitting Live at the Marriott Marquis in January, in New York City in January, on Saturday, the 18th. The 18th? Yes, the 18th. Oh my gosh, I am so excited, so terrified in equal measure. I am so humbled by this invitation to teach there. I will be in incredible company. There's so many amazing and diverse knitters and makers that are going to be teaching, and I attended Vogue Knitting Live last year as a student. I took a class with Susan B. Anderson and with Mina Phillip, who's the knitting expat, and I was so excited to be in their classes and to just be a student and to learn, and to now have the opportunity to be on the other side of the classroom is, I get very teary-eyed talking about it because I can't believe that this is happening. But that said, you guys, if you want something bad enough, you have to go get it. You have to go get it, and you can't let your fear of trying to get it overcome your desire for it. Does that make sense? Just go for it. Throw caution to the wind and just do it. Just do it. It may take you a while to build up to get there, whether you are designing or teaching or whatever you're doing. Just do it. Just try it. Do it. Little bits at a time. You know, I hate to use the expression baby steps, but it really is baby steps. It doesn't matter how many followers you have on social media or how many subscribers you have on a YouTube channel. If you have a YouTube channel, just do it. Keep trying, keep putting yourself out there, and it's very hard to do that. It's so hard to do that. There's the fear of criticism, there's the fear of judgment, there's the fear of so many things, that you're not going to do it right, that you're not going to know what to say. But you know what, screw it, just do it, you guys, do it. And I've been teaching for a long time, and to now have reached a point, I may only get to do this once, but you know what, this is on my bucket list, and I'm gonna have the opportunity to check that off, and woo! It's amazing. So that said, there's a lot of prepping for the workshop in Jersey, and then there's going to be even more prepping for Vogue Knitting Live, and I don't want to do the online class in a rush. Plus, we have the holidays coming. There's Thanksgiving, and then we have Christmas, Hanukkah, all the other holidays at the end of the year. There's New Year's, and I don't want to do this in a rush. I want to do it properly. I have decided how to break up the videos. I'm not doing nothing about it because it's on my mind constantly how I want to do it, because I also want to do it in a way that's cohesive to you as potential students and also to me as the teacher and the maker of these videos. How can I do this so that I'm not making videos from now until, for the next year? Because I don't want that. You don't want a class that goes on that long. I don't want to do a class that goes on that long. So I finally figured out how I want to do it, and it's going to be broken up into, I think it's 5 or 6 videos per topic. So we're going to do a top-down sock knitting class and then a toe-up knitting class, sock knitting class, and it's going to be broken up by cuff, leg, and I might actually put those two together, but we'll see. So it's cuff, leg, heel, foot, and toe. That is what we're going to do, and we're going to do that with the 4 different sock knitting techniques for top down and for toe up as well. So that narrows it down a lot. It will also give you an opportunity, if you only are interested in top down socks, you can just sign up for that. If you're only interested in toe up socks, then you can sign up for toe up. So I'm narrowing it down and making it a lot more specific and cohesive, if that's the word, for potential students. I'm going to use the Patreon platform. For those of you that are familiar with Patreon, there is usually a lot of people that use Patreon do it on a tier system. So you pay a certain amount just to have access to the channel, and then you pay higher amounts to access a little bit more based on your pay scale or the tier at which you are contributing. So for this class, there's going to be a flat fee for the class, whether it's top down or toe up, it doesn't matter. It's going to be 2 workshops, and you can pay for each one or you can pay for both. So that is how that is going to happen. So it's, at this point, it's to just get the videos recorded, get the materials out and available, because I'd like to have an outline that is available to people, as well as possibly 2 patterns to go along with that. A shorty pattern and a full-length sock pattern. So there's a lot of work that is going to be going into this, and I am working on it now. If you could see that side of my of my little nook, you'd see how much is going into this. But again, there's also, like I said, there's a lot between now and then, just in terms of general life, and I didn't feel that I would do it justice if I tried to rush and get this done by next month. So that gives you a little bit more information about the workshop. It may help you decide a little bit better what you'd like to do. Take both parts, take only one part. It's up to you what you'd like to do. And more information, I will be giving more information on this as I go along. So that is the latest on the online class. I did want to give you an update today. Yeah, so I've been rambling for a while. Let me touch on a couple of other things, and then I'll actually have some knitting to show you. If you have any questions at all about this, again, people have been asking a lot, when is it going to happen, when's it going to happen? It will be happening in January of next year. I will give you a specific date, probably, obviously, after Vogue Knitting Live, and yeah, I'm so excited about it, and I really want to make it a unique experience for you, and as interactive as possible. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Craftsy at all. It's now called Blueprint, and the way it works, you've got interactive, you can post a question right in the video almost as so you can pause, and if you have a question at minute 21, you can post your question and then the instructor will be able to reply. So I don't have that platform to do that, but what I would like to do is open multiple threads in my Ravelry group. So if you have questions about something that you see within Patreon, yes, you're going to be able to post your question there. But I will answer your question there, but I will also have a separate private group where you can answer questions. I have to see, I think I can do a locked thread on Ravelry, but the point is, you're going to have there will be a place for the students of this workshop to communicate with each other, to communicate with me, and we're going to learn sock making in real detail, and I can't wait to get started on that. So yes, that is the latest on that. Let's go back to Vogue Knitting Live for 1 minute. Registration is now open, so you can register for the class, but what Vogue Knitting Live does is they register for their work, for the events in stages. So right now they're doing package registration, so it's registering for classes, hotel, it's a big package deal, so you have access to certain things going on in Manhattan. That is the packaging at this point that's available. And then there's another tier, I think, for day passes, and then there's another tier for a certain number of classes, and then I think the last tier is a la carte, which is you can just go in and purchase one class if that's what you like to do, or purchase two classes, and then purchase a pass for the what am I trying to say? For the market. And the market opens Friday, and that runs, I think, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So again, I'm teaching on Saturday. So I do have a couple of people who have tried to register, but in order to register for just my class, I don't think that option is available yet. But I will post here as well as on Instagram when that will be available. So just keep checking with the Vogue Knitting Live website, and I will keep you as updated as I can as well. So that is information on that. Yeah, what else? Okay, more admin. We talked about show notes for episode 35. Falling Leaves Sock KAL. These socks that you guys are knitting are incredible. They're incredible. This is why I am doing this KAL. It's fall. It is officially fall. It is crisp and chilly outside. I have on a light sweater today. Oh, and can I just say, I did not knit this. I didn't knit this. I'm going to stand up so you can see it. It is a very simple linen sweater. I would say this is maybe 9 stitches to the inch. But I got this at, I don't even remember the store that I bought this. I've had it for so long, but I did not make this. Although there are patterns online that I've seen lately. I know there's one called the Rye sweater. I think it's by Tinkknit Knits that looks very, very similar to this. And it has a beautiful, I actually want to knit it for myself because I like lighter weight sweaters. I'm older, you guys. I'm old and I get hot these days. That's probably a TMI, but I get really, really hot, and it's at the point where my husband's under the duvet at night and I've got the windows wide open and the fan on. That's where I am in my life right now. So lighter sweaters work a lot better for me, and I'm almost positive it's the Rye sweater. I'll put it down here for you. And it has as I was saying, it has a beautiful garter stitch panel down the sleeves. And I find I either like really incredible, color work yoke sweaters, or I like really, really simple sweaters. I do love cables and all of that, but sometimes just a really simple sweater similar to this is just what you need on a really crisp fall day. I don't like wearing a jacket. It's too big and bulky and heavy. I'm in and out of the car a lot. So just something like this is perfect. Takes the chill off. I'm comfortable. Yeah, but I did not knit this. I love the color though. Isn't the color great? So anyway, falling leaves, that's what I was saying. This time of year is so colorful and so beautiful. And the quilt behind me, this little quilt, is it is by Lori Holt. I made this about a year or two ago, and actually almost 2 years ago. And it's winter, spring, summer, fall. Guys, did you see what just happened? I was able to do it, you guys. Remember when I couldn't do that at all? For those of you that have been with me for a while, woohoo! But this one, oh, now I'm gonna mess up. This one, because I'm thinking about it. This one, this patch, this square right here, or block, is fall. And these are the colors that I love those colors, you guys. I love the oranges and the golds and the reds, and the socks that are being knit are stunning. They're stunning. They're so beautiful. So if you haven't joined in on that, it is the Falling Leaves Sock KAL. It started October 1st. I will be giving out prizes at the end of, it started October 1st and goes until November 30th. So I will be giving out prizes at the end of October and at the end of November. We've had prize donations. I have had a project bag that's been donated. Beautiful stitch markers. Oh my gosh, wait until you guys see this stuff. Oh my gosh, just beautiful. So please come and join us. It can be a sock in progress, it can be a work in progress. You can double dip into other cals. I am very, very easy. I don't have a lot of rules. Just come and join the fun. Knit with yarn that says fall or even Halloween. It can just represent the season. Um, Represents the season for you. Just come and join in and let's knit socks together. In case you haven't noticed, I love socks. I love them so much. Socks, it's such a humble little item, but it brings such joy and such comfort for so many reasons on so many levels. Come and join, celebrate the color, celebrate the season. Yeah, and you know what? Okay, before I show you my because I've got some really fally socks to show you, but I just want to talk a little bit more. So that is the Falling Leaves Sock KAL. Please come and join the fun. You can join the Ravelry group. That is where you become eligible. You have to be a member of the group to be eligible for prizes. There is a thread, a chatter thread. You can talk about failures, successes, swap pattern ideas, anything like that. Post your progress. If you run into a problem, you can post it there. I'm there to help, and others are there to help. And then there's an FO thread where you post, obviously, your finished socks, and I will be drawing the prize winners from the FO thread. So those are the details there. And Sock School. You guys, Sock School by Anne of Little Skein Anne. That is her name on Instagram. I have been the teacher for that for the last almost 2 months. It started September, and it has been an amazing experience. I've had so much fun. I've been the virtual sort of online teacher. So if anyone had a question or, ran into a problem, they would post a message to me or make a post and tag me in it, and then I would answer. Gigi, who is Gay Gillespie, and Gigi made it on Instagram. She was the resident cheerleader, and Anne was our principal, the host, the creator of Sock School, and it has just been an incredible success. I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of, again, more sock knitters blossomed and bloomed and realized they were sock knitters. One even asked, so does this mean now I'm a sock knitter? Yes, yes it does. You are sock knitters. People that follow the No Fear Sock KAL, that have followed Sock School, that are following along with this new KAL. If you've knit a pair of socks, you are a sock knitter, you guys. You don't have to have a box of socks. You don't have to have 100 pairs under your belt. And they don't have to be perfect. You are learning. Do not beat yourself up. Give yourself the opportunity to grow with your sock knitting, with anything in life. In this case, sock knitting. It's okay. All of us were beginners. Absolutely all of us. Susan B. Anderson, who's, incredible. She's like the queen of sock knitting. She was a beginner too. She picked up knitting needles at one point and didn't have a clue which was the business end and which was the other end. We all started somewhere. Do not beat yourself up. Wear your garments, wear your socks, wear your sweaters with pride. Celebrate what you can make, celebrate what you can do, and that's what this season is about. It's turning inward. It's making and creating, and I am loving it this year. Between my revisit to my sock knitting, still haven't gotten on my sewing machine, just a little bit, but not as much as I would like, and that's okay. But yeah, just make and enjoy. Make and enjoy. Knit and enjoy, whatever that is for you. Crochet and enjoy. I always say knitting, but I don't mean just knitting. When I say making, that encompasses everything. Enjoy what you're doing. Just enjoy it, you guys. Life is too short for all these hesitations and doubts and worries. Just, oh gosh, just enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. I am enjoying myself, and I'm happy, and I want others to feel that because it's a great feeling. It's a really great feeling. And this is not every day. Maybe it's just right now, in this moment, as I'm recording on Tuesday afternoon at, 12:30. I am in a good place right now, and I will post when I'm having, the best place to catch up with me. I've said this in the past, but I just want to reiterate it, especially if this is your first time joining me for an episode. The best place to keep up with me on a day-to-day basis is on Instagram. EarthtonesGirl does have a Facebook page, which hasn't been updated in ages. I'm actually thinking of just seriously taking it down because I don't even look at it anymore, and it's not fair to anyone that goes on there and is looking for updates and there aren't any. Instagram is where I am on a daily basis, probably too much sometimes, but that is where you can catch up with me. I try to post every day or every couple of days. Insta story I do pretty regularly. So just come on, that's where you can find out what I'm up to. Find me, send me messages if you have a question or a comment. That is where I am in between podcast episodes. So there you go. Let me finish up with sock school. I interrupted myself. That is finishing, I believe it is October 19th, which is this coming weekend, which is Rhinebeck weekend. New York Sheep and Wool Festival, you guys. I'm going to talk about that in 1 second. I'll go off on another tangent. I am such a squirrel. Squirrel. I'm always going off on tangents, but so the sock school finishes this weekend. I'm not quite sure how Anne is going to wrap that up. I'm going to try to post some pictures in my Insta story of socks that people have been making and progress shots and progress pictures, and then I'm going to keep that on my profile page as a highlight. If you are active on Instagram, many of you might know what a highlight is, but on your main profile page, you have your picture, you have your little bio or description, and then all of your pictures are in your feed, and just between your bio and your pictures, there is a sort of a block of space, and that's where your highlights go. So things that you've talked about in your Insta story can be collectively put into a highlight, and you can name that highlight whatever you want. So there will be a sock school highlight there, and I will have that up pretty soon for you guys to go and have a look at all these gorgeous socks that people have been creating. Yes, so that is Insta story, that is everything. Oh my gosh, that is, oh, and I was talking just now about don't let the fear get in your way, whether you're sock knitting or not. And you guys, I also want to tell you, this is my second podiversary I am celebrating with this episode. There's no segues, I just realized. I'm just rambling from one thing to the other. I hope you all can keep up. I think I don't mean to talk too fast. I hope I'm not talking too fast. There's just a lot that I want to get in here today because I haven't been here in a while. But like I said, it is my second podiversary. I've been doing this for 2 years now. Wow, what a journey, what an experience. My first episode was October 7th of 2017. It was 29 minutes long, and I was a nervous wreck. I was so nervous and so scared, and so I didn't even know. I go back and look at the editing that I did. It was horrible. The audio wasn't very good. Excuse me, I have been in this space. It's changed quite a bit as I've gone on. But primarily I've been in this space, and I know that I will probably continue to be in this space. I'm going to try to get outside. The next episode after this is going to be Rhinebeck recap, so that a lot of that's going to be outside footage, so I can't wait to bring that to you. But yeah, this little baby of mine is 2 years old, and I couldn't be happier. I love being here. I wish I were here more, but I'm not going to kick myself about it or beat myself up. It'll happen when it happens, and when it does happen, I enjoy it so much, and the feedback from you all is just wonderful, and thank you so much for your comments. Yeah, it's been a journey, and I've met so many people because of this podcast, in person and virtually. I have new friendships because of it, amazing friendships. There's new people in my life that I can't imagine not being in my life, and just even in my making. I do have moments sometimes, I'm not going to lie, where I feel like a lot of what I make is for this platform, is for this stage, but not all the time, and I enjoy what I'm doing so much. It's taken my knitting to a new level, because I mean, I don't want to show you guys the same thing all the time. So it's definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I love that. I'm so grateful for that. So yes, happy podiversary to me. Oh my gosh. What else? I've talked about, I think, just about everything. So I'm going to pause for just a moment, sort out my knitting. This is, or should I just keep going? I've been doing this all in one shot. Let me know what you guys think. Does it, I know a lot of podcasts pause and break and insert footage and stuff like that. And I like to do that sort of as I keep talking. But I find in my last few episodes, I've just kind of let the camera run and then I do one quick edit and I'm done. This seems to work for me, but let me know how it works for you. I'm really curious about that. Do you like breaks or transitions, pauses in the video? You know, I talk, I stop, I talk, I stop. Or do you mind that it just runs through? And you might not have thoughts either way, but I'm just curious because it's really working for me. Because I was just going to stop, but I don't really need to. Everything is right here within reach. So 35 minutes in, let's just keep going, you guys. Let's finally get to the knitting. Let's talk about Rhinebeck, which leads me into the knitting. Rhinebeck is this weekend. Rhinebeck is now called Rhinebeck, but it was originally called the New York Sheep and Wool Festival in Rhinebeck, New York, hence the name Rhinebeck. And it is an annual festival celebrating sheep and fiber and making, knitting, weaving, crocheting, felt, all manner of fiber and our love of it. That is what the festival is. And not to mention the food. Sometimes I don't know why I'm actually up there. Am I up there to meet people? Am I up there to show off knits? Am I up there to connect? Or am I up there to eat? A lot of times I'm up there to eat, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I love the food, the apple cider donuts, and I'm not a vegetarian. I do like meat. The sandwiches, the food, the meat, oh my God, it's just amazing. It's amazing. The artichoke French, for those of you that have been up there, probably sitting there going, oh my gosh, the artichoke French. It's battered like fried artichokes. They dip the artichokes in a batter that is over the top garlicky, and they deep fry it in the oil, and it's sizzling, and then they scoop it up and they put it in a little paper dish with a chunk of bread, I think sourdough bread. Oh, it is, you reek when you're done. I try to usually have it toward the end of the day, or because you are very garlicky afterward, or just make sure you've got the mince and the gum. But it's so worth it. It is unbelievably delicious. So between artichoke French and apple cider donuts, it's fall. We are all eating apple cider donuts, you guys. There's tons of those. The line is a mile long. You stand on the line, but you know what? We are makers. We're crocheting. We're knitting. We're standing there. I can stand there for an hour waiting and my hands are going and I'm totally happy. So I don't mind. Waiting is a whole new thing when your hands are busy. As I'm sure a lot of you are going, oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. Whether you're at the doctor's office, you're at your kid's sporting event, practice, rehearsals, whatever, play rehearsals, it doesn't matter. As long as my knitting is in my hands, I'm totally fine. It's also why I also keep knitting in the car, because traffic. I don't knit while I'm driving. I knit if I'm sitting in traffic, not moving. There's a difference. Okay. I don't feel guilty about it. So there we go. Yes. So Rhinebeck Sheep and Wool Festival this weekend. And of course there is your Rhinebeck sweater. The question, what are you wearing? It's like walking the red carpet. This Rhinebeck is almost like a knitter's or a maker's. Rhinebeck is the Fiber Lovers Academy Awards. That is what it is. That's exactly what it is. And it is the one place where you never tire of answering the question, oh my gosh, what sweater is that? You have to name your sweater, who designed it, and what yarn you used. Those are your three questions that you answer over and over and over again. It is also one of a very few places where complete strangers can come up to you and touch you, and it's okay. And you don't mind. You are more than happy to just stand there and let people touch your sweater and turn it because they want to see the inside, and touch your arm and stroke it, and it's all okay because you are among your people. We are all speaking the same language, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It can be overwhelming. There's thousands of people that attend this every year. Thousands. And when I first attended it, gosh, this is 15, almost 20 years ago now that I've been going to this, and it was not like this. I mean, you stood on the hill and you were the only one on the hill, and there's an entrance where you're kind of at the top of another hill looking out onto the fairgrounds, and you could see the ground. You could actually see the ground, you could see the falling leaves, and there is none of that anymore. It is, when you look out now, it is a sea of people, literally as far as the eye can see. It's crazy. And even in the parking lot, there's just no end. It's just cars, 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 buses. It's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable event, and it's definitely something that if you have the means, financial, the time, whatever it is, to try to go at least once in your lifetime, if you are a maker, it's an incredible experience. And I look forward to this every year. The thing is, what sweater are you making? And I made a sweater earlier this year, the Tundra sweater, which many of you may remember. It was a gorgeous colorwork yoke sweater. So I will be taking that up there. I've been checking, we checked the weather reports. I booked my hotel. I'm staying in Kingston. Because of course Rhinebeck itself is completely sold out. Even though I booked my hotel, I would say 4 months ago, things were sold out then. You literally have to book now for next year. Whether it's an Airbnb, it's a local hotel, a local motel, you have to start booking now for next year. That is how crowded it gets. So I'm staying the next town over in Kingston. The ride between Rhinebeck and Kingston is gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I'm hoping to get some footage of that. Maybe I'll set the camera up on the dashboard and just let it run. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is a classic country road. It's gorgeous. I will be bringing all of that to you. I will try to vlog as much as I can. I will try to put a lot of it in my Insta story, just to kind of take you guys along with me. And then the big recap will be here in my next episode. So I can't wait. But so let's talk knitting. Finally, after I've been talking and not showing you anything for 14 minutes. Are you still here? I hope you're still here. Please still be here with me. So here's my sweater. It is not going to be done. I'm taking my Tundra, and I'm also taking an old sweater called the Must Have Cardigan. It is completely cabled. I'll try to insert a picture of that here for you. I'm going to take that with me. It was very lightly blocked back in the day, and it's very small, but I'm going to really soak it, reblock it, and really stretch the dickens out of it. And I think I can probably wear it with like a collared shirt under, almost like a tunic style long sleeve t-shirt, jeans, boots. I think I can still wear it and it'll just be like a cozy cardi. So I'm going to take that. I have my Tundra, but the one I'm working on, I know I'm not going to finish it, but I love it. I'm enjoying this knit so much, and I'm hoping to get the front and back done. I'm leaving Friday morning. I would love to get the front and back done and at least onto a sleeve so I can kind of sit and still work on it. But it is the Weekender. Here it is. I started this earlier this year, and I think I wanted to wear it to Maryland, or maybe I wanted to wear it to Vogue Knitting Live this year. I don't even remember, but I did start this earlier in the year, and I finally separated. So here, wait, I'm on the, so this is, they have you knitting it inside out, but this is basically what it's going to look like. So it has this beautiful, this is the front, and this is this beautiful row of slip stitches down the front. It is a reverse stockinette sweater, and I just did the short row shaping for the shoulder, and now I just started the ribbing that goes across here. So this is the front of the sweater right here, and I've already separated for the back of the sweater. Excuse me, I have to wind another ball, and I'm going to see how much I can get done. But I love this so much. I love the color. I'm just trying to push the stitches further onto the needle so I don't lose anything. It is squishy, it's soft, it's light. This yarn is incredible, and it also has this split hem down here at the bottom. So the back hem is, I believe this is about 2 inches, and then the front hem is about 1.5 inches. So it gives you this beautiful, slightly longer in the back effect. This is just where I joined it. I love this so much. This color is beautiful. It will go with absolutely everything. There's a bunch of cowls that I really want to work on too. I don't wear scarves really or shawls. I've knit them, but they're not my thing really. But I love cowls. I really, really love a cowl, and I have quite a few on my queue on Ravelry, and even patterns already printed. So this color, I really wanted a color that most of those cowls would go with, and just sort of be a really nice backdrop for the cowl. So I thought this was perfect. So this yarn, I've got a ball of this here. This is Woolstok is the name of this yarn. It's Woolstock worsted by Blue Sky Fibers. Look at that. Isn't this stunning? Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And that color is pretty true to the color. And this is called Storm Cloud, I believe. It's color number 131L, as in Larry, and then Storm Cloud. Love it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful. And again, I'm enjoying the knit so much. I'm just with life getting in the way lately, I haven't had time to really work on it as much as I would like, but I'm going to still plug away, and I'm using markers. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that little stitch marker. I'm hoping that comes in a little clearer. Maybe there. This marker, here are the rest of them. I've put them on a little, whoops, on a little holder. You can see them here. These are the two other colors. It came with these 3 beads, the one I just showed you and these 2, and then this beautiful maple leaf. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Let me turn that. Yeah, I do have the right side to show you. It's beautiful. And these are by Forest Charm. Here is the card. So they come attached on the card like this, and here is her business card. And this is Forest Charm. You can find her as Woolen Forest on Instagram, woolen.forest on Instagram. Her name is Maria, and her Etsy shop is forestcharm.etsy.com. I will link to all of her information below, but her charms are so delicate and so beautiful, and she sends them in these beautiful muslin bags that she stamps. I literally am very charmed by these. I mean, no pun intended. Well, pun intended. I just think they're beautiful and just delicate and lovely. And she just put out a new batch. I just got this one. Isn't that the sweetest? It is a little, there it is, you can see it. It's a little witch's hat, and it comes with this gorgeous bead along with it. And it's just, it almost looks like a little magic ball. What is it? Why can't I think of it? You know what I mean. The ball you stare into and look for the future. Why can't I? Magic ball? Why can't I think of the name? Okay, maybe I am saying it. But anyway, you know what I mean. I just think these paired together, this little witch's hat is so charming and beautiful. I love them so much. Maria, if you're watching, thank you so very much. She has a podcast. Please go and check out Maria. She's so lovely and sweet and delightful to listen to, and her makes are so beautiful. So thank you so much. You are keeping me company as I knit my weekender. Yeah, so that's my sweater right now. Like I said, I know I'm not going to finish, but I'm just going to keep knitting on it and get as far as I can. And there's lots more fall activities. Maybe I'll wear it in January. And I do have 2 whips. I think I showed you one of these already, but again, I haven't gotten much further. I have started the seconds on both of these, but this one is my Scrappy Sock. Did I show this? I don't think I did. This is my Scrappy Sock. There was a Monster Sock KAL that I mentioned, and this is much, much darker than it really is. It's really not this dark. It looks almost black here, but it's a beautiful chocolate brown. Oh, I don't know if I can. Okay, maybe there. That's showing up a little bit better. Not really. But it is a really beautiful, it's my usual go-to Malabrigo sock yarn in the Cordovan. That is the name of this color brown. And this mini set, I did talk about this the last, maybe I did, I don't remember. Or it was in progress. But anyway, this is a sock set by Dragon Hoard Yarns. But this color, all of these are part of the set. And then this color is Mary Sanderson, and this color is Candy Corn, and these 2 are by Legacy Fiber Artz. So it's here, 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 and here are Legacy Fiber Artz, This is Malabrigo, and then the rest is the sock set. And I love that it kind of almost fades, the colors fade into each other, even though these are not part of the original set. I just thought they were so beautiful. So I've got this one going. The other one I've already started. So whether I'm working on the sweater this coming weekend or just kind of have the sock going in my hand, I will be knitting as I'm walking. And my other sock is, I just finished another shorty. I seem to be kind of obsessed with shorties lately. I do have to get back to my full length socks because I mean, my socks usually come almost to the top or above the top of the blocker. And I do miss those. I just want a good old fashioned pair of stripy socks. But I do have a couple of sock whips that I want to get off the needles before starting again. But here is my most recent shorty. Oh, look at that. Does that not say fall? Does that say fall? That is screaming fall, you guys. This is also Legacy Fiber Artz. The same candy corn colorway that was, hold on, let me see if I can hold these two. So it's this color right here, the candy corn, that is this. And I used for the cuff, and I decided not to do the entire cuff in the contrasting, but just the little edge here. So the cuff, the heel, and the toe is pumpkin pie. And I got a little mini set from them, their fall mini set from Legacy Fiber Artz, and I just pulled this one out to do the contrasting for this. And it's my usual Fish Lips Kiss heel. I talked about my own heel, which I had sort of, it was a short row heel, and I'm going to talk about this more later, but yeah, I think I've run into a bit of a glitch with that, but I don't even know why I'm mentioning it right now. Anyway, we'll talk about that later, but yes, it's Fish Lips Kiss heel, and here is my rounded toe. And I kind of modified my rounded toe a little bit. I make it a little more shallow. I just kind of, it just fits better. But here we go, guys. Here is my little shorty sock. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So here it is. So I've already started the second one, and this is, it is Legacy Fiber Artz, candy corn, pumpkin pie. This is their steel toe base, and this is their cozy toes base. So this base, the cozy toes, is an MCN, and this is just a regular 75-25 blend for the steel toes. Beautiful. Love it. Yes, and that shorty sock is being housed in this little bag. Isn't this the cutest? This is my little on-the-go knitting bag, my project bag. I think I can, yeah, this is a little bit better. So I sewed this, oh my gosh, maybe 2 years ago. I don't even know, somebody sent me a link. It's not a full pattern. It's just basically 4 steps with an outline. I'll see if I can find it. I did pin it to my Pinterest board. I'm going to see if I can find it and link it below. Somebody did ask me about this, but this is my falling leaves, because of course this is screaming fall. And it's falling leaves, and it's Charlie Brown, and who doesn't know this episode? I think this is their Thanksgiving episode. I love this bag, and it just rests right on my arm, right here, and I pull out my knitting like this. And here, I've started the other sock, and it just sits on my arm, and I just keep knitting. So let me stand so you can get a better sense. So as I'm walking, I'm working, I'm knitting along, and this just rests on my arm. So I can pop my knitting back in. Sometimes I'll drop my phone in there. And I also clip it. I have a backpack. I was at I don't know where I was the other day. Couple of months ago, I think at the beginning of the summer, I went to one of these indoor playgrounds again with the kids, and this mom was carrying a backpack, and it was the perfect size. It was really small, kind of compact, because I figure the smaller my bag, the less junk I'm going to carry. But it had, on the straps, it had 2 little tabs where you could use like a carabiner to attach, and I thought, to attach things, and I thought, wow, that's really great. So I actually attach it right about here at this level on my backpack, and it's, again, I can just pull my knitting out. I'm really hands-free. I can take it out, I can knit as I go, pop it back in, and it just kind of scrunches up like this and just sits on the carabiner attached to my bag. You can do this. I've kept a carabiner on this alone, and I've attached it to the loop, to the belt loop on my jeans. It's great. It's so, and this one is a rounded bottom. I have altered the pattern for a square, for a flat bottom, so it sits. And this is my lining fabric that I found at Joann's a couple of years ago. I don't even know if I have any more of this, but Again, so, so cute. So here is my, that's my lining fabric. And here's my little bag, you guys. It's really an easy pattern. If you can sew, even a beginner sewer, this is such an easy project. You're basically just cutting out this shape. You cut two of these, you sew them together at the top. You do the same thing for the inside, and then you lay them right sides together and you stitch along here and you stitch along here. Then it's the way you turn them inside out that's a little harder to explain. That you'd really need to take a look at the pattern, but super quick, super easy. I didn't put any interfacing on this at all. It's just the fabric itself. My needles don't really poke through. It's really good. It's a really good fabric, and I bought the fabric, both fabrics actually, from Joann's, and I know that they still have this one in stock right now this season, at least at the Joann's here by me. I can't speak for all of them, but yes, so this fabric is still available. And here's my little knit on the go bag. Wow, 55 straight minutes of talking. I hope you guys are still with me. I am going to try to wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining me. So that's before I say all of that, that is basically everything. I think I've caught you all up on things I wanted to talk about today. If there's anything that you wanted me to talk about that I might have forgotten or didn't mention, please leave a comment down below for me. Like I said, I will bring you along with me on Rhinebeck. I will share lots and lots of footage. It's going to be a very full weekend. Friday is, so Friday is, there are a lot of pre-events on the Friday. It is Needles Up is happening on Friday, and that is at the Best Western in Kingston. And Needles Up is hosted by Legacy Fiber Artz, who it's a mother-daughter team, Sue and Chelsea, and they will be there, and their event runs from 12 to 6. The VIP hour is from 12 to 1, and then the event is open to the public from 1 to 6 at the Best Western in Kingston, New York. Then in the afternoon, there is Untangled, and that's in Saugerties, so that's another town also up in the area. I think it's maybe a half-hour drive, and that's in Saugerties, New York. That's Untangled. I will link to everything down below. And I know there is also another event. I'm just glancing at my notes. There's another event that I believe Kristy Glass is hosting. I don't really know anything about it. I will link to Kristy Glass down below if you're interested, if you're a fan of hers. I love Kristy. I don't really know too much about this particular event, but I will link as much information as I can find in the description box for you down below. That is it, guys. That is episode 36. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you all again, I hope soon. I miss being here. I really do. And I so desperately want to be here more often. Fingers crossed. I'm not going to make any promises. I will try my best. It was 3 weeks between the last one and this one. We'll see. I will be here when I can. But again, check up with me on Instagram on a much more daily basis. And we'll go from there, you guys. I hope you've had a really good, I hope your fall is off to a great start. I hope you've had, if you're back to school, a good school year so far, and you're settling into the cozy weather with tea and knitting and making, and you're sewing whatever makes you happy and brings you joy. And I will see you all again very soon. Thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. I will see you again very soon. Happy knitting, everyone. Bye.